So it's Monday morning. We don't know what time. 12:20. 12:20. We were at Kale Springs Campground in the Coconino Forest, and it's really beautiful here. A really nice campground. But we're gonna try to go hiking. We don't know if we can find the trail or not. It supposedly is up here and it's marked, but it doesn't look like a trail. And Laura's had water drama already. Equipment failure, gear drama. And so hopefully she's ready to go, because we just kind of been waiting around for her to track together. So we don't know what's going to happen. Worst thing that can happen is we come here and car camp in this nice, beautiful campground. That's it. Let's do it. We're not really sure where this takes us, but I'm talking to the camera. We're up on the rim. Pretty spectacular views. It's really windy up here, so I'm not sure it'd be great for camping, because if it gets cold and it's just windy, it may not be ideal. Anyway, carry on. We've been on the trail, I don't know,
0.92 miles.
Almost a mile, and it's really crappy marked because there's been a lot of forest fires up in here and new growth, and you don't know where the trail is. So we did hike up all the way up the road. The second part of our Arizona adventure was to check out the Mogollon Rim, which is part of it is in the Coconino National Forest. The best way to describe the Mogollon Rim is a 200-mile long bluff or cliff that runs across the eastern part of Arizona. The elevation where we were at was around 7,500 feet above sea level, and the bluffs or the cliffs, I think, average between 5,000 and 6,000 feet tall above the forest floor. The Coconino National Forest in this area is a lot of ponderosa pine forest, which is we were wanting to see a variety of different geographies while we were out there, the desert and the pine forest, and then maybe the high desert, which is kind of how I would characterize Fossil Springs. But Laura had found some campgrounds, did some research and found some campgrounds along this rim road, which is what you see us standing on here. And the one we picked was the Keel Springs Campground. And supposedly running through the campground was the General Crook Trail. And the idea was we were going to park there at Keel Springs Campground and hike the General Crook Trail out into the backcountry and spend the night, and hopefully spend the night up on the rim, on the edge of the rim. Well, you can when we got out on the rim, where you can see here and also the previous little film clip there, it was very, very windy, and we've finally decided that camping right on the rim in the wind and expected temperatures to be down in the 40s, that was not going to be practical. We were just going to probably freeze to death, and it wasn't going to be very pleasant. So from here, we decided to kind of backtrack back down the road and enter the pine forest. And there's a lot of these little forest roads, which are basically kind of like little Jeep 2 tracks that go off through the forest. I assume they're fire roads, and hike down, and we decided just to hike down one of those and find a place to camp for the night. So that's kind of what we did. So we gave up on the George Crook Trail because it was not marked, and there was a lot of dead trees down, and we couldn't find the trail. So we came down here on this little forest road. Probably been hiking a half a mile. It's really pretty down in here, and there's lots of opportunities for camping. We just have to pick one, I guess, whenever we decide to stop. Laura's finally calmed down. John's not saying much.
What about you?
So that's it. I'm just hanging out. I'm just being spontaneous. So we found a place to camp. I'm gonna call this poop camp because there's poop all over the place. Deer poop. What looked maybe down there like it might possibly have been some old bear poop. But it's a real nice place, real nice campsite in the pines. It's kind of in this little meadow. So we got all our tents set up here. And John's put the fire pit over there. We're kind of out of the, got a nice opening there, not under any trees. And this is black bear country, so we're taking bear precautions. We're gonna keep all, well, of course we're gonna tie all of our food up tonight, but we've already got our bear bag situated down, way down there. Probably can't see the rope from here, or the bag. I think it's about 60 degrees. The wind is kind of quit, but it's really pretty scenic down in here. Nice and quiet. There's some guy up the road cutting firewood in the forest. But there's a nice pretty tree. Is that, I wonder if that's an aspen. Kind of looks like an aspen. We decided we're going to not do our cooking here close to camp because of the bear thing. We'll probably just go right over there somewhere and just get a little bit further away from camp to cook. And keep our camp clean. So that's about it.
With the potato set up?
Yeah. Actually, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
It's not that bad. It's a little spicy. Dad?
Go ahead. All right, it's morning of the 15th. We've broken camp. What is it, Kaka? Because we named it Kaka, or Laura named it Kaka because of all the poop piles. They look like a big, maybe elk or whatever. I got kind of cold last night. It got down to freezing this morning, and we were all kind of cold. We had a little fire. But other than that, we're ready to go. Head back to the car, or head back to the campground where the car is. So let's do it. There's an example of some poop right there. So after we got back up to the campground, we decided to go do some sightseeing by car, and we drove up the Rim Road and stopped at some of the overlooks there and saw some pretty spectacular scenery. And then we just decided to camp at the campground that night. That was the only night of the week that we had the benefits of a picnic table and just a nice, of course, the benefit of having the car to work out of. And then we also met a real nice couple that were camped next to us. So all in all, we had a good couple days there at Mogollon Rim, and next day we packed up and headed on out to Devil's Playground.
I thought I could grip this with this, but don't open it.
It's Wednesday morning. Dad's having reservoir drama.